Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate if you jump on here live on this Monday midday. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you give the video a like, a thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Today I want to talk some NASCAR, some college basketball, and some NBA. Good morning, Kevron. Appreciate you stopping by, and you're right. Go Clemson Tigers. I mentioned this in the video last week, Kevron, but I've been a Clemson fan since '96, so you might as well say 30 years. Good morning, Austin. And this is the best time that I can ever recall it being a Clemson fan, because I'm not one of those fans that pulls for Clemson in football and pulls for somebody else in basketball. I don't do that. To me, if you're a Clemson fan or any other team you pull for, if you only pull for them in the sports they're good in, you're not a true fan. So I pull for Clemson in college basketball, women's college basketball, college football, baseball, softball, rugby, track and field, volleyball. If there's a sport and Clemson plays it, that's what I pull for. And, when I first started following them, they were really good at college baseball during the prime Jack Leggett years. And when Jim Davis was the women's basketball coach, they had a few good years, and then that was it. And the football team went through the Tommy West days and the Tommy Bowden days. And the college basketball team, had Rick Barnes a couple years, and he left. And they just never could consistently win at any sport except college baseball. And then Dabo came along, and the football team got really good. They've always been good at golf and soccer, but unfortunately, most people don't follow those sports. So, in those sports doesn't really do you a whole lot of good because most folks don't know about it. But now they're top 10 in college baseball, top 10 in college basketball. They're always going to be top 10 in college football as long as Dabo's there. The softball team is doing pretty good. The women's basketball team is finally getting better. The lacrosse team is really good. Golf, as I said, is always good. The soccer team's always good. There really isn't a sport right now at Clemson that you look at them and say, boy, they suck at that. It seems like since Graham Neff came on board, everything he's done has worked. There was a time a few years back when everybody thought that they should keep Monty Lee and give him more time as the baseball coach and get rid of Brad Brownell. Well, Graham Neff did the exact opposite. He kept Brad Brownell, and it's worked out, obviously, for the better. And he got rid of Monty Lee and brought in Eric Bakich, and that's obviously worked out for the better. So far, everything Graham Neff has done has worked to absolute perfection, and hopefully that will continue. Hey there, Icy. Glad to have you here. And Austin, I play a lot of putt-putt, but don't play a lot of golf because golf is a slow game that you really have to have somebody playing with you or it gets boring. And I'm by myself most of the time, or I might have the kids with me, but the kids aren't playing no golf. Excuse me. So I play a lot of putt-putt, or as they call it now, mini golf, but not actual golf. And yes, Icy, I do watch football. Thank you for asking. If you're new to the channel, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video on all social media platforms. But I've always talked about how LeBron loves himself some LeBron, and LeBron only cares about LeBron, and LeBron can make everything about LeBron, and that's one of the main reasons why I've always hated him, because he feels like he has to be the attention whore and hug the spotlight and get the spotlight all the time. We saw another example of that I believe it was yesterday or Saturday one where he tried to flop in a basketball game and act like he just got killed. And I think it was Tatum for the Celtics, barely even touched him. And you'd have thought LeBron got run over by a truck because if he can get the attention, he's going to do it. But earlier in the week, apparently, Stephen A. Smith must have said something about his son. I don't really know what he said. The last time I watched First Take, I think Nebraska was still good at college football. So I had no idea it still came on. They must have said something about LeBron's son, and LeBron confronted him. Hey there, good to have you here. And Austin, I've watched some of it, but not all of it yet, but I will. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow to give some of the ones that have not watched it a chance to watch it, but I will talk about it sometime this week. But apparently Stephen A. said something about LeBron's son, and LeBron confronted him, basically telling Stephen A. keep my son's name out your mouth. Well, first of all, I'm not a big Stephen A. Smith fan at all, so nobody think that I'm defending Stephen A. because I'm not. Stephen A. could retire tomorrow, and I'd be happy about it. I don't like him at all. He's almost as bad as LeBron. He loves attention, but if he says something, he's probably giving his opinion, which is what he's getting paid to do. LeBron a couple weeks ago came out and said that his son doesn't care about negativity. His son doesn't care about all the media talking about him. It doesn't bother him. So if your son isn't bothered by it, then why are you bothered by it? Oh, I know why, because you're LeBron James and you have to hog the spotlight. Not only that, if you thought your son was going to come in the NBA and not be worth 2 cents, and by the way, he's not worth 2 cents, and not get criticized, you're crazy. He's a grown man now. Stop being his daddy. It's basketball. He's going to get talked about. Suck it up or get your kid out of the game. But I've never thought that I was good enough to beat an NBA player one-on-one, but I think I might could beat Bronny James in a one-on-one game. All I can do is shoot, but he can't do that. So I might not could beat him one-on-one, but I know for sure in a game of horse, I could beat him because he can't shoot worth a darn. He's the first NBA player I've ever saw that I thought, you know what, I might could beat him. But yesterday we had the Shriners Children's 500 from Phoenix International Raceway for the NASCAR Cup Series. Christopher Bell won his third straight race. You can go ahead and say that he is definitely the early season favorite to win the championship. Now, of course, NASCAR is the longest season in sports. It goes all the way till November. But he won at Phoenix yesterday and looked really good, and that is the championship race. The final race of the season is Phoenix. So if he makes it to the Final Four, he's got a pretty good chance of winning it. But he's definitely on track to win 9 or 10 times this year. Not saying he will, but when you win 3 of the first 4, you're on pace to do that. Denny Hamlin, second. Kyle Larson, third. Josh Berry, fourth. Chris Buescher, fifth. William Byron, sixth. Alex Bowman, seventh. Kyle Busch, eighth. Zane Smith gets his first top 10 for Front Row Motorsports, coming home ninth. And Chase Elliott rounds out the top 10. So my man Kyle Busch has 3 top 10s in the first 4 races, which is good because last year they got worse as the year progressed. So good to see him have some speed this year. This Sunday, back on track, the Pennzoil 400 from Las Vegas is Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Time. And now that we have the conclusion of college basketball's regular season, it's time for conference tournaments before the NCAA tournament. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the conference stuff because I think most of our viewers and subscribers are either ACC people or SEC people, so I'll mention those two. The ACC basketball tournament will start tomorrow with Pittsburgh and Notre Dame at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And the SEC basketball tournament starts at noon on Wednesday with South Carolina and Arkansas. Now, as far as Pittsburgh's concerned, Jeff Capel's their coach. And they've always been very high on Jeff Capel. And ever since Jeff Capel got hired, all I've heard is how he's such a good coach and Pittsburgh's going to start winning. And then it just never happens. And this year they started out really good. And the past month or so, they have just fallen off a cliff. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Jeff Capel get fired because he's bringing in the talent, but they're just not getting better on the court. And what you do off the court doesn't matter until you start winning on the court. And so far, it's just not working. NC State fired Kevin Keats yesterday, which wasn't a surprise to anybody. There was talk of him getting fired during the 2023 college basketball season, and then they end up, going to the tournament and, having a chance to win the national championship. Well, of course, you're not going to fire the guy then. But then this year, they were back to being flat out awful, so he gets the axe. And I mentioned this yesterday, and I might have said it wrong. If so, I apologize. But Tennessee State head coach Eddie George, everybody knows the name Eddie George. He used to be a running back in college and in the NFL. He has left Tennessee State to go be the new head coach at Bowling Green. I think I mentioned that yesterday, but either said he was going to Tennessee State or mentioned him leaving, but didn't mention where he's going. So he is leaving Tennessee State and going to Bowling Green. And I mentioned this already, and I'll mention it again because hopefully all of you that live in Northeast Georgia, or the upstate of South Carolina will be at 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia, Saturday night for some independent professional wrestling. It's the SWA building, but it will not be SWA this time. It's a combination of a CMW, which is Carolina Main Event Wrestling, and PWF, which is the Palmetto Wrestling Federation. A TV taping. We'll open the doors at 6 o'clock. We'll have bell time right around 7 o'clock. We did this about 3 weeks ago in 96, South Carolina. This time they're moving the show and the TV tapings to East Denali, Georgia. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout because it's going to be free Saturday night, and you can't beat free independent pro wrestling. And then in 2 weeks from Saturday, we're going to be doing it again in Greenville, South Carolina. So if you don't come out to East Denali, Georgia, Saturday night, be sure to come out 2 weeks from Saturday on the 29th and come out to Greenville, South Carolina. Both shows will be TV tapings. So if you want to be on TV or see yourself on TV or just feel what it's like to be in the crowd for a TV taping atmosphere and bring you a poster, hey, bring you a poster, sit in front of the camera, and put the poster in front of your face. That way you're on TV, but nobody knows it's you because you've got a poster over your face. So come on out Saturday night, 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia, for a free professional wrestling taping. And we are working on getting a Roku channel that is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of CMW and PWF wrestling. So anytime, night or day, you want to watch wrestling, turn on Roku, turn on that channel, and watch wrestling. So when it's up and ready, I will let you know. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. And Icy, I did say a while ago that I watch football, and I do. And I didn't say this part. I think it's obvious by now that in college football, I'm a Clemson fan. In the NFL, I watch it because I love football, but I really, truly don't have a team that I follow. I used to be a Dolphins fan long time ago because I was a Dan Marino fan, but now if they're on, I'll watch them, but I don't have any Dolphins gear. I've never owned any Dolphins gear. Now I just watch whatever game is on that I think will be the better competition, the better game is the game I watch. But there's never an NFL game that I watch where I'm pulling for a certain team. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. I just watch it for the love of football. So in the NFL, I don't have a team. But in college football, I'm a Clemson fan, have been since New Year's Day 1996. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I would go on a fishing date, but I have no hookup lines whatsoever. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.